Woman goes full Trump on Latino guy and his moms. A woman has gone viral for experiencing a bad case of verbal mudbutt after she berated a Latino guy and his moms. She even dropped in some oh-so-colorful Trump catchphrases like illegals and rapists while losing it on the man. According to CNN, 27-year-old Esteban Guzman is a systems administrator and part-time landscaper. He and his mother were doing yard work when they were confronted by the angry woman. In the now viral video, Guzman asks, "Why do you hate us?" "Because you're Mexicans," the lady shoots back. "We're honest people right here," Guzman replies. "Yeah, rapists," the woman says. "Even the president of the United States says you're a rapist." "Yeah, but he also says he's only 239 pounds. She also thought it was necessary to call them animals as well. The exchange has already racked up more than 7.38 million views on Twitter. Nice one, lady. Don't go anywhere and get your daily dose of vitamin C. If you build it, they won't come. No, they'll still come. Construction began on 8 different border wall prototype designs on Otay Mesa on Tuesday. Contractors now have 30 days to complete their walls. 4 of the prototypes will be concrete, while the other 4 will be made of various materials. All of the walls will be between 18 to 30 feet high and 30 feet long. 6 contractors from around the country were picked to build the prototypes. Their bids range from $300,000 to $500,000. The border wall project is underway despite lack of congressional funding. Estimates for the cost of the border wall have ranged up to $38 billion. The Department of Homeland Security is planning to pay for the prototypes with internal funds taken from other programs. Worker falls 40 feet down hold working on Trump wall prototype. That's a hole-in-one for President Trump. Well, more like one in the hole. A construction worker who wasn't paying attention fell down a 40-foot hole at Trump's border wall prototype construction site in Otay Mesa on Wednesday. The man was digging in the foundation for one of the wall prototypes at the time. Apparently, a double layer of plywood was supposed to prevent these types of accidents from occurring. Workplace safety? Check. The worker was walking backwards and not paying attention to where he was going when he plummeted 40 feet down into the hole. Workplace safety? Uncheck. He was hoisted out of the hole and checked for injuries on scene. As he was okay, he got back to work. Construction of 8 wall prototypes began this week. 6 contractors from across the country have 30 days to complete their walls. As to who's going to pay for all this nonsense in the end, clearly, without a doubt, it's going to be Mexico. Cards Against Humanity buys land to block Trump wall. Cards Against Humanity announced that it has purchased land on the U.S.-Mexico border to obstruct Trump from building his border wall. The Chicago card game company said on its website it was part of a holiday promotion whereby you give them $15 and get 6 surprise gifts that will help save America. The company said, "We've purchased a plot of vacant land on the border and retained a law firm specializing in eminent domain to make it as time-consuming and expensive as possible for the wall to get built." It was sold out on Wednesday morning, only a few hours after the program was launched. Cards Against Humanity says it's trying to save America from injustice, lies, racism, the whole enchilada. Come on, do we really need to be saved from Mexican food? The company hasn't said where the plot is located, but their entertaining YouTube video shows wild horses galloping across an open prairie. Good enough for us.
Trump threw starburst at Merkel during G7 summit. Trump is no stranger to winning, and if there's a starburst throwing title out there, it should have his name on it. CBS reports Trump was kind enough to share his starburst with the big kids at the G7 meeting 2 weeks ago. There are Metro reports that Trump went into big boy mode when the other leaders were ganging up against him. The world leaders were trying to get things done, while Trump was his usual Trump-tastic self. Apparently, Angela Merkel was pressuring Sonny Delight to sign a joint statement when he pulled the candies out from his pocket and said, "Don't say I never give you anything." Trump initially agreed to do so, but then pulled out by a series of tweets and lashed out against the G7.
Trump tried to criticize the NFL and NBA. It backfired. President Trump criticized NFL players who lodged protests during the national anthem and encouraged offended snowflakes to walk out of games. Last Friday, at one of his campaign rallies in Alabama, Shakespeare said this, Wouldn't you love to see one of these NFL owners, when somebody disrespects our flag, to say, "Get that son of a off the field right now. Out. He's fired. He's fired." Trump whined that the protests are hurting the game. The commander-in-chief also said referees are ruining the game by calling 15-yard penalties for beautiful tackles. What happened next? The entire athletic world, even douchey NFL owners, joined together in solidarity and gave Trump the collective middle finger. Teams and NFL owners across the league on Sunday gave an unprecedented show of solidarity and support during the pregame anthem. In other hilarious sports news, Trump also decided to uninvite the NBA champion Golden State Warriors to the White House while singling out Stephen Curry for having doubts. Only problem is, it was already public knowledge the Warriors had already decided they weren't going to Washington. Players young and old from all over the sporting world have come out to blast the small hands in chief. So basically, Trump thought he could pander to his angry base and get some laughs. Instead, he just galvanized a movement. Well played, Mr. President. Well played indeed. Trump seems to have an uncontrollable fetish for dictators. President Donald Trump made history this week as he met Kim Jong-fatty, North Korea's murderous dictator, in Singapore. You know, the guy that fed his uncle to some dogs and has had hundreds of people killed. One thing that has become evidently clear is that Trump has a real affinity for dictators. Some say he may have the worst case of dictator envy in history. While meeting with the G7, Trump proposed letting shirtless Putin back into the G8, while at the same time just skipping over the invasion of Ukraine and the annexation of Crimea like it was his veggies. The problem is that as Trump gushes over dictators like Xi, his little henchmen Kim Fats, and pectorals Putin, he threatens the very democracy that protects the world from these evil douches. President Trump literally is the most powerful man in the world, yet he looks up to spineless autocrats and envies their strength. And with all this North Korea nonsense going on, Trump has once again been played. Because it's not North Korea that's causing the problems in Asia, it's China. Maybe Trump should ask Ivanka if there are any ancient Chinese fortune cookie proverbs to consult.